both well three of our all three of our properties are condos. We have not seen either of them before buying them, so they were all bought sight unseen. um for the sourcing, you mentioned something. Two of our properties came from an online auction, um, which is a more unconventional way of sourcing deals. The first one was also not on the market. We found it through a realtor, but um, basically it was in a conversation. We just asked for a certain community, and she said, "Actually, I might have someone that's willing to sell," and that's how we landed on our first deal.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Mira Atanasova, who is a real estate investor with her partner in Illinois using unconventional deal sourcing. So excited to have you here today, Mira.
Excited to be here. This is actually the first time I'm sharing publicly our journey.
Amazing. Well, excited for you to share with our audience how you're finding deals and approaching your investment journey so we can dive in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So for those not familiar with you and your work yet, can you share what your main focus is?
So we're me and my partner, we're real estate investors in Illinois. We have two long-term rentals in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, and then we're about to list our first flip that's on the northern side of Chicago. Um, we are born and raised in Eastern Europe. Um, we immigrated less than 12 years ago, and yeah, we bought our first property in 2022. The second one we bought in 2023, and the flip that we're working on right now, we bought last year. All three of our properties are condos. We have not seen either of them before buying them, so they were all bought sight unseen. Um, for the sourcing, you mentioned something. Two of our properties came from an online auction, um, which is a more unconventional way of sourcing deals. The first one was also not on the market. We found it through a realtor, but um, basically it was in a conversation. We just asked for a certain community, and she said, "Actually, I might have someone that's willing to sell," and that's how we landed on our first deal. We were just looking to buy something in this community.
Amazing. And are your properties outside of Chicago or in that market?
They're in the northwest suburbs of Chicago.
Awesome. What do you feel have been the main keys that made the biggest difference in allowing your business to be able to grow and to run smoothly?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, I think sourcing and negotiating the deals at a good discount gave us the security that even though we haven't stepped a foot inside of them, we'll be able to renovate them and still end up with equity in the deal at the start. I can share some numbers if that would be interesting for your audience. So our first deal, it was a condo, 1 bedroom. When we ended up getting inside after closing, we've saw that it's actually in a pretty rough shape, even though it had a tenant just a few weeks before that. The appliances were gone and the place looked like no one had lived there for years. And as I said, he just moved out a few weeks before closing. We bought it for $84,500 and we put only like $3,000 into renovation. We changed the flooring. We did some refreshing of the kitchen cabinets. We had to buy new appliances, which were not new. We bought them from Facebook Marketplace, and all of our other materials was sourced from liquidators and Facebook Marketplace. And we were able to keep our budget very low. The other thing that's interesting about this deal that we were living in it while we were renovating it, and we didn't even have to list it on the market. The realtor that helped us buy it actually found tenants that were ready to move in when we're ready to move out. So we didn't have vacancy even a day. We are now cash flowing $900 from it. At the beginning, it was around $700. So we raised the rent 2 times since then. But yeah, we haven't leveraged that one. We bought it cash with our savings. The second one is the one that we bought from an auction. We bought it for very much under market. So similar properties were selling around $120,000, and we were able to lock it in for $6,840 or something like this. So it was almost 50% discount. But when we stepped inside after closing, there was a leak that was going on for a very long time without anyone noticing, because the person that owned the unit died, I think, 2 or 3 years before that. So the bank repossessed it and no one has stepped foot inside. So we had to deal with the association to get that fixed because it was the main line. But it was in very rough shape. It had a lot of, all the belongings of the previous owner were still inside. So we had to clean all that up. It was a lot of cleaning and a lot of work. Again, we didn't have to put a lot in the renovation. We put a little over $2,000 into it to make it rent ready, and we were able to rent it out right away. Again, no vacancy at all. That's the first 2 deals. Oh, the second one, we recently refinanced it because we bought it cash. We used a DSCR loan for that.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And even though a lot of the things with this loan didn't go through as good as we wanted it to and we hoped for, we were able to pull almost all of the cash we invested in this unit out. I think we only have like $1,000 or $1,500 left in the deal, and we're still cash flowing around $400 a month.
That's awesome. What are you most focused on solving or scaling to next when it comes to the next thing?
So now we're working on our flip. We're ready to list it. We're just waiting for the spring months because Chicago is quite slow during the winter. So we're about to list it on the market. We're hoping that it will sell quickly. Um, the flip that we're working on is also an online auction property. We bought it sight unseen, and it was not vacant. Actually, it ended up having tenants um, that were from moved in from the renting from the association because there was unpaid dues to the association. So even though the building didn't allow tenants, our unit that we bought ended up having tenants, which we had to give 2 months notice, and it took a while for us to take possession. Um, but yeah, we're looking forward to listing it, selling it, and moving on to the next one. We're hoping that this year we'll be able to do at least another flip, and hopefully we'll buy a rental or two.
Amazing. What has been the biggest obstacle or challenge that you've faced so far on your journey?
Well, the biggest obstacle right now, I think, is the high interest rate environment because we weren't able to use leverage as much as we wanted. And when we started our real estate education, we read a lot of things that are not applicable in the current environment. So we were very excited about the BRRRR method, and it ended up not being as easy to apply in the current market environment as it was before. So this is something that it's an obstacle right now, and I hope now that the market has slowed down a little, we'll be able to find more good deals like the ones that we found. And this way we'll have enough margin left to leverage them.
Yeah. And how did you learn how to invest? Did you take a course or just trial and error?
Well, the first one, it was really trial and error because we have started reading about real estate investing after our first property. Um, but I think even our first one was a very good deal. So it was trial and error, but we didn't make as many mistakes as we could have if we haven't bought it as good discount as it was. Um, but after that, it was a lot of reading, a lot of podcasting. Like I try to listen to podcasts whatever I do when I'm not basically using my brain for something else. So all the even things like at home, like running the vacuum, and I have my headphones and just listening to different podcasts and different books.
Awesome. Love that.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
What are you most excited for when it comes to any opportunities that you're looking into getting for this year?
I really hope we'll be able to add at least one or two rentals to our portfolio because last year we weren't able to. We just found this flip deal that we're working on. So this is something I'm really excited about. I really want to expand into midterm rentals as well, um, just a way of diversification. We're also open to other markets. We're doing some research in other markets, so we might expand this way as well.
Awesome. Do you have any advice for someone that hasn't started investing yet? What do you wish that someone told you?
Hmm. Don't overthink it and just buy at a good discount if you can't. This way, even if things are not as good as you hoped for, you still have enough equity in the deal um to be able to fix things.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you do the rehab yourself. What does that look like?
So it's me and my husband. Obviously, he's doing a lot more work than I do, but I'm helping whenever I can. Right now, we have a 3-year-old as well, so I cannot help as much as I did before. But yeah, it's fun. We're outsourcing only specialized trades, but in condos, you don't need that much of that either. So he's changing the floorings, hanging kitchen cabinets. He's painting, I'm helping. And yeah, as I said, we have only done condos so far. So it's basically always a cosmetic rehab, nothing structural. Um, but it helps us save a lot of the renovation budget because we're doing the work ourselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you expand on how you purchased it through the online auction for those who may have never heard of that?
Yeah, well, there's a few websites. Am I allowed to say which one we use?
Yeah, sure.
We used auction.com and we found a deal. Uh, for our first online auction, we have actually submitted a higher pre-auction offer, but they didn't agree. So we ended up buying it even cheaper at the live auction. Um, at first, it haven't met the reserve the seller wanted, but after going back and forth a few times, we were able to reach an agreement, and they sold it at the price that I mentioned before. The thing with the online auctions,
Amazing.
now that I think about it, is that most of them don't allow financing, or at least not conventional financing. There is some auctions that would allow you to use a hard money lender, but because a lot of the properties don't have um, internal access to, they cannot get an appraisal done. So most financing options are out of the picture.
Yeah. And so, what are some creative financing solutions that maybe you've used?
We have actually used a 0% balance transfer a few times. I'm not recommending using it unless you have a backup plan on how to repay that. But because we had so much equity in two of our deals, we felt confident enough to do that. Um, so the way it works is most banks would offer you 0% interest balance transfers, where you only pay like 4% transfer fee. And that's how we ended up getting $60,000 for only 4% for 18 months. That's the fee that we had to pay. And 18 months, we only had to pay the minimum payment, which is like $600.
Amazing. That is a cool strategy.
Yeah, it's a little risky if you're not a person that knows how to control their credit card spending. So I would not recommend it to anyone that usually carries credit card balance. But since neither me or my husband carry any balances other than the balance transfers that we do, um, we felt confident that even if we cannot repay another way, we can always refi one of our properties and pay it that way.
Yeah, definitely. It seems that you need to know your finance as well to do that.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
Awesome. Well, before we wrap up here, if somebody wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you and connect with you?
So, last year I actually started documenting our journey in a Facebook page. It's Pathway to Wealth. My name is Mira Atanasova. They can find me that way as well. I'm not into Instagram too much, but I do use Facebook. So if anyone wants to reach me, that's where they can find me.
Awesome. And when you mentioned the pathway to wealth, is that like a blog or
Uh,
what does that look like?
it's a Facebook page where I'm sharing our journey. Yeah,
Amazing.
follow us.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, your story, your perspective. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
Of course. And for those tuning into the show, if you got value, make sure you subscribed. We have more conversations with operators like Mira who are building real businesses, and we will see you on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.